Lionel Andrés Messi is widely regarded as one of the greatest footballers in the history of sports. While his professional football journey is celebrated worldwide, far less attention is given to his educational life. Unlike many global icons who followed a traditional academic path, Messi's education developed alongside extraordinary talent, medical challenges, and early professional responsibility. His educational story is not one of universities and degrees, but of discipline, informal learning, life education, and character formation. This article explores Lionel Messi's educational journey from early childhood in Argentina to his formative years at FC Barcelona, highlighting how education, in its broadest sense, shaped him into the individual he is today. Early childhood and family background. Lionel Messi was born on June 24, 1987, in Rosario, Argentina, a city known for its strong football culture and working-class values. He grew up in a modest household where education and discipline were respected, even though football dominated daily life. Parents' influence. Father: Jorge Messi, a factory steel worker. Mother: Celia Cucitini, a part-time cleaner. Neither parent came from an elite academic background, but both believed in basic education, good manners, and humility. They emphasized respect, obedience, and responsibility, values that would later become core aspects of Messi's personality. From an early age, Messi was taught respect for elders and teachers, the importance of listening rather than speaking excessively, commitment to responsibilities, even at a young age. Primary education in Rosario. Early schooling. Messi attended a local primary school in Rosario like most children in his neighborhood. His academic environment was simple, with limited resources, but strong community bonds. As a student, he was quiet, shy, and introverted. He performed average academically. Teachers noted his good behavior and discipline. He rarely caused trouble or disruption in class. Messi was not known as a standout academic student. Instead, he was respectful, punctual, and attentive, qualities often overlooked but crucial to long-term success. Balancing school and football. By the age of 6, Messi was already playing organized football for Grandoli, a local youth club coached by his father. His daily routine involved morning school classes, afternoon football training, evenings spent resting or playing informally. This schedule taught him time management at an unusually early age. Though football was his passion, school remained a non-negotiable responsibility, especially under his mother's supervision. Learning through football academies. Newell's Old Boys Youth Academy. At the age of 8, Messi joined the youth academy of Newell's Old Boys, one of Argentina's most respected clubs. This marked the beginning of structured learning outside the classroom. Football academies in Argentina function as educational institutions, teaching discipline and punctuality, teamwork and cooperation, emotional control, respect for authority. Although Messi continued his basic schooling, much of his real education came from coaches acting as mentors, older players serving as role models, competitive environments teaching resilience, medical challenges and educational impact. Growth hormone deficiency. At age 10, Messi was diagnosed with growth hormone deficiency, GHD. This medical condition had a profound effect on both his education and personal development. The condition caused physical insecurity, emotional vulnerability, frequent medical visits, financial stress on the family. The cost of treatment was extremely high, and this uncertainty disrupted Messi's schooling. During this time, education became secondary to survival and opportunity. However, this period taught Messi emotional maturity, mental strength, patience and endurance, gratitude for support systems, migration to Spain and cultural education. Move to Barcelona. At age 13, Messi moved to Barcelona, Spain, after FC Barcelona agreed to fund his medical treatment. This move completely transformed his educational life. Suddenly, Messi had to adapt to a new language, Catalan and Spanish dialects, integrate into a foreign education system, live away from his family. Balanced school with elite football training. La Masia, a unique educational institution. Messi joined La Masia, FC Barcelona's famous youth academy, which places enormous emphasis on education and character building, not just football. La Masia required mandatory school attendance, academic progress monitoring, language learning, behavioral evaluations. Subjects Messi studied included basic mathematics, Spanish and Catalan language, social studies, ethics and sportsmanship. Although Messi never pursued higher academic education, La Masia ensured he received a well-rounded foundational education. Learning languages and communication skills. Messi's early years in Spain forced him to learn Catalan and Spanish fluently, in addition to his native Argentine Spanish. This linguistic education helped him communicate better with teammates, understand instructions clearly, adapt socially. Despite his quiet nature, Messi learned that listening is a powerful educational tool. His coaches often described him as highly attentive, observational, quick to learn through demonstration rather than explanation. Informal education and life learning. Learning through responsibility. By his mid-teens, Messi had responsibilities far beyond most students. Representing a global football institution, managing public attention, handling professional expectations. These responsibilities provided a form of practical education, financial awareness, media behavior, emotional control under pressure, moral and ethical education. Messi's conduct on and off the field reflects strong moral education, rarely involved in controversy, respectful toward opponents, loyal to teammates and institutions. These values were not taught in classrooms but learned through family guidance, club culture, personal experiences. Why Messi did not pursue higher education. Unlike many professionals who later attend university, Messi entered professional football at a very young age, had limited time for academic advancement, chose to focus entirely on his sporting career. However, this does not indicate a lack of education. Instead, it reflects a different educational path, where experience replaced textbooks, discipline replaced examinations, life became the classroom, education through global exposure. As Messi's career progressed, his education expanded globally. Cultural awareness from international travel, exposure to diverse people and ideas, understanding global responsibility as a role model. This global education shaped his humility, social responsibility, philanthropic mindset, philanthropy and educational advocacy. Later in life, Messi founded initiatives supporting children's education, health and nutrition programs, access to learning opportunities. His philanthropy shows that, despite limited formal education, he deeply values learning and development for future generations. Conclusion. Lionel Messi's educational life is not defined by diplomas or academic honors, but by discipline learned through routine, emotional intelligence developed through adversity, cultural education gained through migration, moral education instilled by family and mentors. His story proves that education is not limited to classrooms. True education includes character, resilience, humility, and lifelong learning. Messi's journey demonstrates that while traditional schooling is important, education in its broadest sense can shape greatness in many forms. As Lionel Messi progressed from a youth prospect to a first-team player, his education entered a new phase, professional learning. This stage was not about classrooms or textbooks, but about mastering complex systems, decision-making, and responsibility at the highest level. At FC Barcelona, education extended beyond academics and included tactical understanding of football systems, psychological training, leadership development, media and public relations education. This form of education required constant observation, analysis, and adaptation. Tactical and cognitive education. Football at the elite level demands exceptional cognitive ability. Messi's learning during this period involved reading the game several seconds ahead, understanding spatial awareness, anticipating opponents' decisions, adapting to different tactical roles, Coaches often noted that Messi learned faster by watching and practicing rather than through verbal instruction. This indicates a strong visual and experiential learning style, a recognized educational approach. Learning under legendary mentors. Throughout his development, Messi was educated by some of the most respected football minds in history. These mentors acted as teachers, not just coaches. They educated him on professional discipline, strategic thinking, emotional regulation, team ethics. Rather than formal lectures, this education occurred through daily training routines, match analysis sessions, one-on-one guidance, emotional intelligence and psychological education. One of the most significant aspects of Messi's education was emotional development. Naturally introverted, Messi learned to handle criticism, cope with pressure and expectations, maintain mental focus under stress, accept failure and success with balance. Sports psychologists and mentors played a role in helping him build confidence without arrogance, control anxiety, stay motivated over long seasons. This psychological education contributed heavily to his long-term consistency. Media education and public communication. As Messi became a global figure, he received informal education in media handling. This included conducting interviews, maintaining professionalism in public, avoiding controversy, communicating respectfully despite language barriers. Although not a charismatic speaker, Messi learned that silence, humility, and simplicity can be powerful communication tools. Leadership as a learned skill. Contrary to popular belief, leadership is often learned rather than innate. Messi's leadership education evolved gradually. He learned leading by example rather than words, taking responsibility during difficult moments, supporting younger teammates, understanding group dynamics. This form of education matured significantly during his later career when he captained both club and country. Cultural and social education through travel. Messi's career exposed him to diverse cultures, societies, and traditions. This global exposure acted as a form of cultural education, teaching him respect for diversity, adaptability in different environments, awareness of global social issues. Traveling across continents broadened his worldview beyond his early life in Rosario. Financial literacy and responsibility. From a young age, Messi was required to understand contracts and obligations, financial responsibility, long-term planning. Although assisted by professionals, he still had to learn trust and delegation, ethical decision-making, long-term security over short-term gain. This practical education is critical for professional athletes and often overlooked. Family life as continuing education. Messi's family played a continuous role in his education. Marriage and fatherhood introduced new lessons. Time management, emotional balance, prioritizing values beyond career. These life experiences further shaped his maturity and decision-making. Lifelong learning philosophy. Despite achieving global success, Messi consistently demonstrated a mindset of continuous learning. He adapted his playing style over time, improving playmaking skills, enhancing vision and passing, adjusting physical demands with age. This adaptability reflects a core educational principle: learning never ends. Educational legacy. Although Messi did not follow a traditional academic path, his life illustrates that education can take many forms. Formal schooling, informal mentorship, life experience, self-discipline and observation. His journey challenges conventional definitions of success and education. Final reflection. The educational life of Lionel Messi is a powerful example of alternative learning pathways. His story proves that education is broader than institutions. Character is a form of learning. Discipline is a lifelong lesson. Messi's education was shaped by adversity, opportunity, guidance, and personal humility, elements that together formed one of the greatest athletes in history.